And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station KCAA. Home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Tiki Live, Podchaser, JioSawn. Let's see, what am I missing? It's Monday, and I am I'm going to use that as an excuse, but I'm so glad that you're here with me. This is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, no K-words, no Kanye talk at all. And I am grateful for all of those who continue to support, especially Ishmael Cortez, who has been with me for years now and checks in from Riverside. If you're driving, thank you for making me the number one 8 a.m. talk on the way in the IE. But please do not stream and chat because I don't want you to crash. But when you land somewhere, please go to my YouTube channel that houses all of my 900 and I believe 14 shows. Today's 915. 571 consecutive weeks on the air. And today I am giving away a pair of tickets. Actually, every day this week, I've been given the go-ahead to give away a pair of tickets to, see if you recognize this group. When the moon is in the seventh sign and Jupiter aligns with Mars. Anybody guessing? Ishmael, do you know? Did you recognize that? Did I butcher the song? It's the Age of Aquarius. They also did Up and Away. So I'll give you a little musical hint every day when I give away the pair of tickets. I'll be doing that at the end of the show, so stay tuned. They're performing at the Saban Theater this Friday night, and y'all know that the Saban is one of my great show sponsors, so they give me tickets to give away. And the best part, though, is one of the original members and still singing members. I guess they're all singing, I believe. Her name is Florence LaRue. My memory is definitely, I have photographic memory. I'm just out of space. Florence, yes. She'll be coming on as a guest on Wednesday. So very excited about that. You may have seen her on my show before, but it was part of another production. But now she's coming on as one of the incredible groups that certainly was very instrumental, even though I'm ageless, providing ageless music, really. And I'm so grateful that they are still performing. And I just love, I had Three Dog Night, they're still performing, Belinda Carlisle. I just love the, I won't say oldie goldies, but certainly the classic iconic groups that I've gotten to go and sample and even have on my show. So that is at the end of the show. And I also have another interview that is, they were here last year. I believe this is their third time on the show. It is Parkinson's Awareness Month. And those of you who know, have been part of the show for a while, my mom has Parkinson's. She has had that for, I think, close to 12 years now. So it's a very important topic to me. So the president of the Parkinson's Foundation, I caught up with him, and a new partner guest, someone with early onset Parkinson's. So I have a soundbite with them to give to you after we do breakfast with Dr. Marissa this morning. It is a sandwich that I share with you most mornings on my show. And then I don't want to forget, in the mid part of the show, to the end of the show, we have a volunteer that's coming on for me to try to help her uplevel her happiness. And her name's Chong Lee. I met her at Secret Knock, and she'll be on the show at halftime. So lots to do today. Great week also coming up. Tomorrow is, let's see if I can get this right. Tomorrow is not Straight Talk with Sam Works, but Sam's going to be on with Step Up to Your Best Life, my fitness guru, my staff fitness guru. Her name is Beth Linder Moss. She's my co-host on Tuesdays. So we're going to bring Sam over because she was on Sam's show on Thursdays, Straight Talk. So we decided to bring her on. And that's going to be a lot of fun to have the two of them on to talk about differing fitness goals and couples, and some maybe couple workouts for those who are want to work at that. And then, as I said, Florence LaRue on Wednesday from the Fifth Dimensions. Thursday, Straight Talk. Friday is Tempting Conversations with my beautiful co-host, Alon Carter. So full week of shows, and thank you for continuing to tune in. And I knew there was something I forgot. So all week I'll be giving a pair of tickets to the Fifth Dimension at the Saban in Beverly Hills. And then one of the days this week, I'm going to be giving away to a family 4-pack of tickets to go whale watching. And I'm putting a little clip video together as the commercial, and I'll probably be showing that tomorrow, but I don't want to give away exactly when I'm giving away those tickets. But I'm just so grateful. That's my first gratitude for welcoming Davies Locker, whale watching, sport fishing, dolphin watching, and they're my favorites. Dolphins, because you get to make a wish every time you see a dolphin surface. If you've been on my social, you saw that epic, again, dolphin little footage. Go to Doc Balance on Instagram and Dr. Merce everywhere else. I'll be giving those tickets away this week as well. So lots of giveaways, lots of great guests and topics for you to tune into, because I am trying to balance out all the bad news out there that comes so naturally with some good news. And I'm glad everybody was wrong who told me that good news would not last as a show. And almost 11 years later, you're wrong. And I'm glad about that. Okay. Let's go. Gratitude. I already did a new show sponsor, the dolphins that I saw that just make me so happy. I having Florence on, going to see the Fifth Dimensions. A great Easter dinner with my bonus family. For those of you, it's still Easter Monday, so I will give you my Easter blessing, which is, may your ham be tender, your carrots sweet, and all of your chicks. The one that you see, it's getting a lot of great likes and stars and views of my chattering chicks. May they all be aligned as you step into this, renewal point, rising up part of the year for more joy, more happiness, more love, clarity, wisdom, and bliss. That's my Easter blessing for all of you. And let's see, where am I? Ismail, do you want to do a gratitude? I'm grateful that I was notified that apparently a button got clicked off and my sound was down, but we're all good now. And those of you who read lips were able to understand the opening. I'm grateful that I have my granddogson to babysit for this week. He may come on camera a little bit later, but you know that I love dogs, especially Frenchies, and he certainly is. I call them unconditional dog. We try as humans to be as loving as possible, but we are conditional. If you did this, I would love you. If you said this, I would love you more. But dogs, just like unconditional. And I'm so grateful this week that I have him with me. All right. Those are my gratitudes. Let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is appreciations. What do you appreciate about yourself? What do you appreciate about who you are. And the reason why I ask you to do this as an exercise every day is because if you don't have a sense of who you are and like yourself most of the time, more than likely you're going to be going to look for love in all the wrong places. I know for myself, because I grew up, I was one of the 7 out of 10 who had childhood trauma. I was always looking outside for the approval. I wanted people to like me. I wanted people to respect me. I wanted people to think I was great because I had a bad habit of looking outside of myself for that approval. So one of the, I think, most important parts of good mental health is self-care, self-love, self-approval. So to have you practice that every morning, I like to give you the opportunity to say, what do you appreciate about yourself? What do you like about yourself? So 8 things again, and I'm modeling this for you because I really want you to do this before you go to bed. Instead of thinking about all the things that are wrong or bad or you didn't get done during the day, instead, I want you to go to sleep thinking about the things that you like about yourself. And all of this, actually, if this sounds at all interesting to you or something that you know that you want to do for, this new, renewed, risen season, I do have 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. This is a #1 bestseller. I'm so grateful for that. But the best part is there are exercises in here for you to do some work to find and claim your birthright to happiness. You can get that anywhere. They're actually selling it at Walmart and Target now. So grateful for that. I appreciate that I am a good writer. How's that? I could never say that before. I was brought up Chinese, a culture where the nail that stands up is hammered down. That's an actual saying. So it was not easy for me to say what I'm good at, but 88% of the time I've broken that habit. All right. That should be enough for you to get started tonight. I want to just show my interview now with Parkinson's before my guest gets in. But I promise you that if you break the habit of waking up in the morning scrolling, doom scrolling as they call it, or I'll call it waste of time scrolling, and start with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, you will in 30 days have a significantly better day between the top of the bun gratitude and the bottom of the bun appreciation. That's my money back guarantee. All right. And I'd like to bring you my annual interview with the Parkinson's Foundation. Enjoy.
And you've tuned in to Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio. And we're here each April. It is that time again with the Parkinson's Foundation works with the worldwide Parkinson's community to make life better for people with PD during Parkinson's Awareness Month and beyond. Every year, more than 90,000 people are newly diagnosed with Parkinson's, a disease that affects 1 million people in the United States, including my mom. Joining us today is Parkinson's Foundation CEO, J.Lehr, and Vikas Chinnan, a person living with young-onset Parkinson's disease. Please welcome to my studio, J.Lehr and Vikas Chinnan. It's good to have you again, John.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, why is it important to make people more aware of Parkinson's disease?
Yeah, well, I think the statistics that you cited at the top of the segment really say why. 1 million Americans live with this disease. 90,000 individuals are newly diagnosed each year. That is a 50% increase from our prior estimates. So we're seeing more people being diagnosed with Parkinson's than ever before. The #1 risk factor for Parkinson's is age. So as our population ages, the number of people with Parkinson's is going to increase. So we want people to be aware of what Parkinson's is. it's a progressive degenerative neurological disease that primarily affects people later in life. But about 4% of individuals will receive a diagnosis at age 50 or younger. It can be managed. It's a difficult disease for sure, but it can be managed medically. And there are many things that people can do if they have Parkinson's disease to make their health and life better.
Right. Vikas, what is young-onset Parkinson's disease?
Sure. It's also known as YOPD, and it occurs in people younger than 50 years of age and affects about 4% of the million people in the United States living with Parkinson's. The thing to know about YOPD is that people who have it are affected differently or experience it differently. For example, they may be at a different stage of their career and have less time to focus on their own care, or they might have children or be planning to have children and have questions about passing the genes, the Parkinson's genes, onto their kids. In my case, I was diagnosed at age 45. I was at the peak of my career. I have 2 young children, one in high school and one in middle school. So frankly, all this came as quite a shock.
Wow. I'm sorry, and at the same time, I'm going to give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award, because not only are you not talking about it, you are helping other people, even as you have it, so that they can be better informed and educated and help themselves. So for that, I'm giving you that award. I think it's wonderful what you're doing. Thank you. Yeah. John, how can more people get involved?
Yeah, so there are many ways to get involved. The first and foremost is, go to our website, parkinson.org, and learn more about Parkinson's. We have all sorts of information that can help people understand what the disease is, how to live well with the disease. That is, if you're a person living with the disease, or a care partner, or a loved one, or a friend or neighbor, and you just want to know more about the disease. Also, if you go to our website, there are many different ways to, be involved, whether it's going to one of our educational events, either virtually or in person, or participating as a volunteer at one of our events, or fundraising for the foundation. We believe that the ultimate cure for Parkinson's is going to come through a very combined global effort, and that takes resources. So we are greatly appreciative of people who go out and fundraise, and if you want to help us do that, there are many ways and opportunities to get involved, and they're listed on the Parkinson's Foundation website, parkinson.org.
Yes, and I am going to do that this year. My mom actually has had Parkinson's for 12 years now, and I had also a guest on my show. I don't know if you remember Happy Days, and Potsy,
sure do.
Potsy's wife came on my show. She has Parkinson's, so I'm definitely, this is one of the things that I want to, have people stop just shaking their heads at it and actually get involved, because it is something that we can absolutely do to help. So,
absolutely.
Vikas, what are you doing to help live well with this disease?
Sure. The first step to understanding Parkinson's disease and managing it is really getting a handle on the progression. So while living with it can be challenging, there's a lot that you can do to maintain and improve your quality of life. The first and most important thing is to find a good doctor and care team that understands the disease well and can help guide you and manage your symptoms. And on a personal level, for me, it comes down to 5 key strategies: maintaining a healthy diet, exercising regularly, managing my stress and keeping it low, taking the medicines that are prescribed for me by my doctors, and then good sleep hygiene. Beyond that, it's really important to address the non-motor or mental symptoms of the disease, things like depression and apathy, which can come unexpectedly, and people often experience as a result of the disease. And in my case, I've been really open with my family, my friends, and my care team so they can turn around and help me through this.
That's great. And I need to correct myself. It's not Potsy. It's Ralph Mouth.
Oh, Ralph.
Don Mo's wife. Yeah, I'm gonna get calls on that one. I apologize. I've had half the cast of Happy Days, so I'm getting them a little bit mixed up. But
no worries.
Yeah, she said in particular to agree with you, Vikas, the playing bridge and games to keep the mental stimulation
Absolutely.
up. So absolutely. John, other details we should know about?
Yeah, well, and again, in addition to going to our website, parkinson.org, people should feel free to call our helpline number, which is 800-4PD-INFO. That's 800-4PD-INFO. So if you have a question about Parkinson's, want to learn more or identify resources in your local community, feel free to call that helpline number. We've got trained professionals, clinical professionals who are answering the phone during working hours in the United States, and they'd be more than happy to talk with anybody who wants to know more about the disease, ways to get involved, or the foundation.
Wonderful. That's www.parkinson.org. And John, this is your third time on my show. I'm going to give you also Dr. Marissa's beneficial presence on the planet for the work that you are doing to fight this horrible disease. But we're definitely, we're gaining some momentum, and I'm happy to have you on the show whenever you want to be here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marissa. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Thank you both. Have the best day ever.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And I hope you enjoyed that. It was the annual visit from the president of the Parkinson's Foundation, and then he has a different guest every time. And I really, I'm wishing the foundation much success in finding a cure. There is no cure for Parkinson's yet, but I know that they're doing lots of advances. Of course, my mom is 88 with Parkinson's, and she's now in palliative level care. So, wishing her a great day today, and just knowing that anyone that is living with Parkinson's, that it's a great resource. The foundation has lots of things there to help and to educate. So please go and check that out. And now it's the time of the show. Mondays, I try to do happiness coaching and finding volunteers who want to come on with me and see if I can up-level their happiness. So please welcome to my studio today, Chong Lee. Welcome.
Hi, Dr. Marissa. Thank you for having me. And also, I want to say thank you for sharing awareness around Parkinson's disease for your mom and for everyone out there that is going through it. That's one of the things I love about you is you're never afraid to put yourself out there and the causes and the people that you care for and about. And that's kind of the advice I want to ask you is, what purpose do you give to your life, and what actually made that happen? Like, I know you're on about 571 consecutive weeks, so congrats on that. That's incredible.
Thank you.
With the first episode, and even before the first episode, how did that happen, and how did you tap into that purpose and not have that fear to put yourself out there? And
okay, so I'm going to guess that the question is actually for you on how do I put myself out there? How do I have no fear to do the things that I want to do? Is that a guess that you nicely turned it around and asked me on how I did that? And it's a great question. I think it's a question that a lot of people are asking, especially, I think, thanks to hashtag COVID silver lining. Maybe before COVID happened, people were just like head down doing their thing, every day, do your job, make enough money to have nice things, to go on vacations, and not really asking that question of, can I get more out of life than what I am getting now? Is there another way, or is there a way for me to not be in fear? Is that about accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So what flavor of Asian are you first?
So I was born in Thailand. The ethnicity is Hmong.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, I'm guessing that Hmong and Thai ethnicity and race are similar to Chinese, where less is more. Don't stand out. Don't open your mouth unless you're asked a question. Don't seem too big. Don't try to look better than you are, right? Others first. Now, how much of that sounds like what you were raised with?
100% accurate.
Okay, great. Perfect. So the question, and my guess is you can have a, mediocrely happy life, right? A lot of people who, live in that place of I'm here to get a job, just over broke, do something maybe I don't necessarily like, but everybody is working, they have a job, try to save for retirement, 401k, even though that's like not the thing anymore. And by the way, thank you for the finger. Somebody gave us a finger, which is not that finger, but this finger. If you've just tuned in, you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. We're doing some happiness coaching now. And if you'd like to put your question or comment in the chat, please do. I am live streaming, or love streaming as I call it, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. But you can always watch this after on my YouTube channel as it's playing on AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. I forgot to do the station ID before you came on. There you go. So, the first thing that I would say is you are more than your cultural upbringing. You are more than your personality. You are more than you think you are. Okay. And when you connect, and we didn't do the breath, let's just gently close your eyes. I want to connect through breath for a second. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and releasing soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. Another deep breath in and releasing all the stories and the drama that's activating the mind and the body. And the last breath in, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy, the breath of life, no beginning, no end. Just direct your attention to your fingers, your hands, your feet. Maybe you feel some tingling. That is connection with chi, life force energy that connects us all. And slowly come back to the room. Open your eyes. Did you feel any tingling just now?
No. Up here.
Not yet? You will. Oh, you did? Okay, great. So that means we are connected through breath and energy. What I'd like you to do is, from that place, thank you, Ismail just gave us a thumbs up too. I call the voices in our heads the limiters sometimes. So the voice that said all that cultural stuff, that's the critic, right? Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. It's the protector, tries to keep you safe, but it also criticizes you. So that will keep you from saying something, keep you from offering something, keep you from trying something new. Okay. So you're the boss of that critic. So anytime you hear the voice say, now, let's not get full of yourself, right? Who do you think you are? You have that voice?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give that voice a name. besides critic, give me the initials of someone who was the most critical of you. That the first initial.
Can I say myself? I'll just give my name up with a C.
Okay. But you are not that critic. So Chong Lee is balance-centered Chong Lee. The critic is a part of you, but is not the core of you. And this is the coaching work that I do in the book as well, is try to get you to separate from that critic. Now, I know when we were young, we were told if you're hearing voices, you're crazy, right? If you hear voices in your head, you're crazy. But the truth is, if you don't soothe the voices in your head, you will go crazy, because most of us live with the critic in the driver's seat of our life. So we're held back in fear by the critic. Right? Don't do that. Be careful. Be careful. So I want you to identify with a different name than Chong Lee, because I want you to know that you are more than that critic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So today is the first day you are balance-centered Chong Lee. That's who you are. And you have a critic that we're going to put on the passenger seat. And I want a name for her, so that we know we're not talking about ourselves. We're talking about your critic. So what name would you like to give her?
Car A.
A? Perfect. So Ms. A, I'm giving you today's the first day where you got to be really tired. You've been yelling at Chong Lee for a long time, ever since she was a kid. And actually, thank you for yelling at her, because you kept her alive. You didn't let her run across the street and get run over. You didn't let her put her hand on something hot to burn her hand, because you warned her. But you've been overwarning her. Your constant, don't do this, better be careful, is ruining her ability to give her unique, one-of-a-kind, wonderful person and gifts and abilities to her life, to the world. Because every single one of us has a unique talent, gift, and ability that we're here to hone, develop, and have fun with in this thing called life. So A, could you sit in the passenger seat today? We love you very much. We're grateful for your service to Chong Lee's life. But from this day forward, you're going to just chill out in the passenger seat, because balance-centered Chong Lee has the wheel now. We got it. We got you. Okay? So the reason why I want you to name is, from this day forward, anytime you have a thought, a voice that says, you don't have the qualifications to try that, or you would need to do this in order, or you don't have enough money to do that, or you don't have enough background to do that, you say, that's A. Thank you very much. Have a seat. That may be true, but that doesn't mean that I can't change that situation. Okay, let me try, because I'm connected to chi, eternal energy. I'm connected. Each one of us on the planet are just expressions of the power that is available to us, the same power that Einstein really plugged into to get so many great ideas. All the influential people on the planet have plugged in to the energy of this thing called source, or some people call it, Buddha or Krishna or God, whatever you want to call it. I just call it nature, right? It's the thing outside of ourselves that we can plug into. And that's why I teach meditation. That's a sure way to plug in first thing in the morning. But anytime, have you ever had an idea, right? Oh, I have an idea. That is a direct connection of a download from the power that made sure the planets didn't crash into each other last night. Okay. So you have access to that power the same way I have access to the power. I don't have more than you. You have the same power. But what can hold you from accessing that is the critic. Because the critic's going to say, no, that's her. Look at her. Wow. Look what she's done, but that's her. Okay. That's not me. And that is the biggest BS bullshit-talky lie that a critic can tell you, is that there are those who have and those who have not. That's bullshit-talky. We all have access and the birthright to creative power, to one of a kind wonderful, to lovable, loving, and loved. That's our birthright. So I want you to hear those words. You can replay this. Now it's in perpetuity on my YouTube channel. Anytime you feel like your critic is activating your fear. Now, what does fear stand for? The one that everybody knows is false evidence appearing real, but I like to, put my own Dr. Marissa twist on things. Future events already ruined. If you live in fear, that means you won't try. Okay. Now it's good to have role models. It's good to have things to aspire to. I appreciate, I love, she was like my number one, my cheerleader and my president of my fan club when we were at Secret Ox. She was introducing me and that's nice, but know that you have your own significant purpose. Now let's talk about specific purpose. How did I know what my purpose was? People get hung up on that word purpose. They think that your whole life is about finding your purpose, and that is a prevalent search for your purpose. Why am I here on the planet? Why am I alive? What is my purpose? What is my specialty? What am I supposed to give back? What am I supposed to do to serve? And those are all wonderful, noble things. But I think that it is limiting your ability to really love your life. Because if you think about that orientation of service, a lot of people are exhausted because they're doing this, doing that, doing this, and they end up in doo-doo. They're so tired because they're piling, their job, and then their role as a parent, and then a caregiver to their parents, and then volunteer work, and then and then you're exhausted and you're not having fun. And my switch that happened probably around 13, 14 years ago, is I realized that my role in life is to enjoy my life. Now that sounds hugely selfish. It sounds hugely opposite to the service work that I do, that I love to do. I do it not because I'm a slave to what I've been told that I should do. I do what I do because it brings me joy. It brings me joy to help people uplevel their happiness. Nothing better. Well, that's not true. There's a lot of things that I love to do. That's one of them. Speaking on stage, I love to do because I'm so shy. Sarcasm is another service I offer. I love to play mahjong. I love to babysit Frenchie dogs. I love to spend time with my bonus family. I love to problem solve. I love to meet new people. So my life is a series of what do I want to learn, do, have, discover. I love doing things for the first time because that brings me joy. That, I believe, is the easiest way to have the best life ever, is to choose to do, say, learn all the things that make us happy. And I'm so sad sometimes that religion and society and education have robbed us of the belief system that selfishness, there's something wrong if we want to be happy. How can you be happy when there's dying children in Africa, there's starving children in India, there's murders, and how can you be happy? I've had people criticize me exactly that way because they've bought into this BS belief system that suffering is humanity, that life sucks. And it's without criticizing religion or, some influential individuals who have that message, it really isn't that way. And largely due to learning from Esther and Jerry Hicks, Abraham Hicks' law of attraction, their message is founded on, we're here to have fun. We're here to have joy. We're here to have a life be in that dash that feels good. That's why we're here. That's my purpose. So if you want to have no fear, then set yourself on a course to have fun. Set yourself on a course to say, what would make me feel good right now? Right? And it's not about, gluttony or pleasure of the negative kind, or all of the things that unfortunately have been hijacked by religion to be bad. There's nothing wrong with pleasure. There's nothing wrong with orgasms. There's nothing wrong with really good food that tastes good. There's nothing wrong with money energy and making a lot of money energy to do something good with, to do something. And there's nothing wrong with having money to play, to do things with, and to help others with. All of that is why we're here. And for you, this young age you are, to be open and asking the questions that you are. How did you start? What is the purpose? You don't have to wait. At this moment, your balance-centered Chong Lee has heard from balance-centered Dr. Marissa, giving you, encouraging you to every single day. Do you meditate?
I have not
Do you
done that
meditate?
in a long time. No.
Okay. So that would be my first change for your daily habits. So you get up in the morning, and you can tune in because I do a gratitude sandwich every morning. So you start with 8 gratitudes. You don't get showered and everything. Just sit up in bed, do those 3 breaths that I just showed you, and then do the gratitude, and then just set your timer. Start with 5 minutes. Go to 6 minutes. So in 21 days, don't go over 15 minutes. So if your critic is starting in your head, there's other characters in there that we don't have time to go into, but just sit as much as you can, and you will begin to relax your mind. All meditation is non-thought, non-doing, non-thinking. I think, therefore I'm screwed. It's just giving yourself, your mind, a little relaxation from that hamster craziness. Okay. And once you are not in no thought, what happens is you've plugged in to that energy source that is unlimited, that created every single grain of sand and drop of water and leaf on a tree and a blade of grass differently. That's some power. And we have access to that in simple meditation. So if you do that for 28 consecutive days, the last thing I want you to do is, so it's no money here. Okay. It's free. You do that. Then you can go take a shower and everything. Go do your job. At lunch or after work, when you normally would, I don't know, talk on the phone with somebody talking about the same stuff or some meaningless stuff that happened to the Kardashians or something like that. Instead of doing that, not saying you do, but take the 5 minutes that you normally do things that really don't matter, is I just want you to sit down, do that 3-breath technology, okay? And then go on Google. Google's my friend. In our house, we don't call it Google it. We call it Christina it or Aaron it, my niece and nephew who work at Google. And all you do is just whatever word pops into your head, put it in the search bar. Hit return, see what comes up. And then go, oh, that's interesting. Press that, see what comes up. 5 minutes a day. Actually, 8 minutes a day. I'm going to change that. 8 minutes a day, put your timer on, and just see what happens. Every single day, what you'll find is you're training yourself to not have fear and to be open to inspiration. I'm guessing that you are sensitive, you care, and you may have had people say to you, you're so sensitive. Don't be so sensitive. Have you had that? I've had that a lot. You have had that. Okay. So I'm sorry?
A few times.
A few times. So I'm here to tell you that sensitivity is 100% correlated with creativity. So I am knowing that you are so hooked into powerful creative urges that sometimes you don't run with because of the fear and the critic, right, that stop you. Okay. How did I know? So you have permission now from your balance-centered Chong Lee to take that idea and run with it. Now, people say to me all the time, well, I don't have the money. I don't have the education. I don't have. And I say, that BS, that orientation, that negative thought, that habit you have will continue to attract things that you cannot attain. You will attract what you focus on. It's a law like gravity. It is not a theory. Every time, whatever you focus on will grow bigger. That's why when people say, oh, I can't stand this and I can't stand that and I can't stand that person, I'll say, quit looking at them. If you don't like it, stop looking, because the longer you look at something that is aggravating, the more you will have things come at you that are aggravating. That's the law of attraction. The good news is the more you like something, people laugh at me all the time because when I eat, I am one with my food and I love the taste of this and I love that and I love dancing and I love doing these things. Why do I emphasize what I love? Law of attraction. The more I like it, the more is going to come at me. That is my life. And you've watched my life. I'm all,
I've seen
I'm
you
out there,
dancing.
right?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. And the more I do that, the better things get. I don't make things happen. I let the law of attraction just bring all that into my life. And so that is what's going to happen to you now. because you don't need to have anyone. There's no one stronger, no one more powerful than the thing we're hooking into here. No one. There's not a person that's going to give you more than this power, this source outside of ourselves that loves us unconditionally. It's not a angry man in the sky punishing. It's not a angry, sacrificing. It's not a beer-bellied Santa. None of that. It's just a source of love, energy, of unconditional approval, energy, conspiring the best for you. That's who is out there. Yes?
I would say flash peace, because that's how I'm feeling right now with what you just shared, Dr. Marissa.
Yes.
It's connecting to God.
Good. Yeah. And it's not religion. It's spirituality. Yes. I call it my UPS man, my universal power source, who delivers every morning when I pray and meditate. And I do less prayer, because prayer sometimes is worry, right? Please help this person who's sick. Sometimes a prayer, Native Americans say a prayer is a wish for bad things to happen. So I don't even pray a lot. Honestly, I meditate because I want to be aligned with that energy. I want the great things to happen that will. My only job is to plant the seed. If this is what I want, I put the seed down and I let the energy take care of it. It's not like, Greg gets mad at law of attraction sometimes because he's like, you have to do action. Absolutely. But it's inspired action. It's not the, that kind of action. All right. And it looks like we're out of time. I want to be able to give you a copy of my audiobook of 8 Ways to Happiness, because you were my victim today.
Yeah.
So that is, if you'd like to be a life balance happiness coachee like Chong Lee, please go to drmarissa.life and sign up, and we'll schedule you in as well. If you want the tickets to the Fifth Dimension this Friday at the Saban Theater, go to drmarissa.life and put in Florence LaRue, who's my guest on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room, reminding you that it's all about balance. Here we go. Do this with me, Chong Lee. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and, we got another have the best day ever here from Ismail. Go have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow. Beth Linder Moss, step up into your best life with Sam Works as well. Have the best day ever.